Fadden. Necklace by Cartier. Hair by Silkians. Because you were meant for the finer things in life. Hairspray that lets hair move. Conditioners that go only where you need it. Shampoo that leaves your hair clean and rich. Actually sensing when your hair is dry. The scientific wonders of Silkians. Shoes by Jordan. Hair by Silkians. Because you were meant for the finer things in life.
I drink milk because this takes muscle, and working muscles burn fuel. Milk gives me energy, protein for strength, powerful nutrition without a lot of calories. And even if you don't expect to do the 1, 10, and 13 flat, think about all you do expect your body to do. Milk, it does a body good.
Had a chance to go on the road with my good buddy Waylon Jennings and his wife Jessie Coulter. You know, movies and television are great, but they don't pack the excitement of a live concert. You'll see what I mean when you join us as we travel to Mr. Lucky's in Phoenix, Arizona, and the beautiful Red Rocks Amphitheater outside of Denver, Colorado.
Somebody told me when I came to Nashville, son, you finally got it made. Old Hank made it here. You're all sure that you will, but I don't think Hank done it this way. No, I don't think Hank done it this way. Look at.
Our show is called Waylon. Starring Waylon Jennings with Jessie Coulter. And of course, yours truly.
Speeding my young life away. Tell me one more time, just so I understand. Are you sure Hank done it this way? Did old Hank really do it this way? Seen the world with the fire. Looking at it backside of me. Sing my songs you want to hear now and then, but I don't think Hank done them this way. I don't think Hank done them this way. Take it on.
Freddie, stop fiddling.
I'm not. I'm scratching. My shirt's not soft like before. And where's that fresh smell?
Well, I just washed it. You didn't use Downy. There's a big difference without the softener.
Only Downy combines skin-loving softness with April freshness. Makes static cling almost disappear.
Tonight's the night.
Mom, it's softer. And it smells good.
They sure notice when you use Downy. And I noticed a smile.
April Fresh Downy.
Scope presents The Way It Was.
Mom, this mouthwash tastes like medicine.
Christine, if it didn't, it wouldn't work.
Christine believed it. Today, she still does.
Hey, Chris, if you're working out with Roger, try Scope. It's minty. Tastes good.
Then it doesn't work.
Oh, Scope works. Don't let the good taste fool you.
Cool. Tingly.
Fresh breath at last. Thanks.
Waiting long?
Nah, just hanging around.
Scope works. Don't let the good taste fool you.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, what a send-off.
You let your joy show in the things you do, so let our joy flow. Watch that shine come through, you'll see your plates glow. People notice it too, our joy's a reason.
Watch, other leading brands can dry leaving dirty-looking spots. Only Joy's Lemon Fresh formula lets dishes dry clean, practically spot-free, down to the shine.
Our joy's a reason, let your joy show.
I'm not ready to go yet, okay? I'm not ready. You gotta wait. I got shit to do. I'm in the middle of something, all right? Just hold on.
Watch your mouth or don't come in here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, people, come on, we're adults here. You know what? What is the point?
Yeah, we're adults here. I got a fucking Burger King fucking thing on my head. We're all fucking adults here, guys. People in my chat, 2 words. What are they? 2 words. Let me see the chat flood. Let me see the chat flood. 2 words. Okay. Next caller. Please. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, which translate in American to dick and balls.
I got flip-flops. These are my flip-flops. Yeah, I really like my flip-flops because I can put them on. Because look, watch me put them on. I can put them on all by myself. Watch me put them on. Look, are you watching? Look, these are my flip-flops.
Thanksgiving Day. I remember it clearly. It was Thanksgiving Day. I was inserting myself in somebody else's fucking business as a cash grab, and you know.
This channel is harsh reality. Karen Yak se jodió la sucia vida. Amen.
This is Jonathan Lee Riches. I have cheeseburgers. I'm gonna put cheese on them. I'm gonna make sure that I have my hamburgers because I'm a big boy now and I can make the hamburgers. My mom lets me use the stove now.
And I'm just like, wow, I like receipts, and they brought receipts. Like they had evidence to back up everything they said. And I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be another side to this, right? Like this can't. No, this is too fantastic.
Yeah, because you're not going to just jump to the conclusion that there's a conspiracy amongst cops to cover up a murder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, cops and just like soccer moms and shit. Like that's what made it even crazier. Like,
yeah, get it, Betty. Yeah,
did you have a close relationship with your mom?
Get it, Betty.
Oh, of course, I still do.
Yeah.
My older sister was kind of sad. She was more of the prissy girl that like going
that is
and
the best shit fucking
shopping for dresses with mommy. I was the tomboy that liked playing with the kids.
Shout out to Cherry for just being easily the most faithful and loyal supporter that I've ever had. That someone could have that tenacity with loyalty. And I'm really blessed to have someone like Cherry be part of this channel and in my life. So it means a lot. And yes, I named him after Mr. T and Rocky. Say, woman. Say, woman. Say, woman. Since your old man ain't got no heart, why don't you come down to my apartment tonight and I'll show you a real man. Oh my God, I'm so in love with this little dude. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I love you guys very, 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 very much. And we will do this again very soon, my friends. Oh, say bye. Say bye. Oh, I love you too. Give me a kiss. Oh, I love you. Bye, guys. people. Oh my goodness. Do I have a show for you today? Oh my goodness. Dude. Now I got some people backstage. I don't want to keep them waiting too long, but there's a couple of things that I want to go over before I bring them on. It's going to be a few minutes before I do. And I'm going to play this in high speed so that I don't keep them waiting too long. If you remember the last time I was live, the thing I closed with was a court TV piece that really, if I'm being totally honest, what really pissed me off. It made me mad. It made me real mad. And I can imagine that it made the people who I have backstage mad significantly more than it made me mad. I would imagine. So I'm going to go ahead and play this just to give you guys some context as to why I have these folks, these very amazing, beautiful people backstage, why I have them here. But let me go ahead and show you this video so I don't keep them waiting too long, because I feel very honored that they're here. But let me give you guys some context first. And so real quick, Rob Geary and Mark Callahan, thank you guys for becoming members. I really appreciate it. That is amazing. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, let me show you guys this video that is fucking infuriating.
Welcome back to Opening Statements. There was a shocking new development in the murder case involving defendant Karen Reed. This is a case that has rocked a sleepy suburb near Boston.
There is not an angry bone in anyone's body here. In terms of the town I'm from, this case has divided the town. It has divided the town significantly. Every family is impacted. Every family. And there's ways
real
I
quick,
can't even tell
real
you.
quick.
My own family is impacted. Okay? So you have families that
we got to give Rita love, y'all. We got to give Rita love.
and friends that have been friends for many, many years. And this case has divided them.
Yeah, it sure has. The victim in this case is police officer John O'Keefe, a Boston police officer who was dating Karen Reed, and the relationship at the time of his death was very strained. Now, on Wednesday, state police seized 2 phones belonging to Karen Reed, and this is in connection to an ongoing investigation into witness intimidation. Now, this probe is being conducted by a special prosecutor who was referred to this case by the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. The DA there, Michael Morrissey, we've seen him front and center at this prosecution of Karen Reed for the death of John O'Keefe. And we've also heard a lot about that blogger, Aidan Kearney, better known as Turtle Boy. This is him. He's come on court TV. He's a huge supporter of Reed's defense team. And he was indicted. You know, this is part of this investigation that's running parallel by the special prosecutor, indicted in December for witness intimidation. Prosecutors are alleging that Turtle Boy bullied a witness who was set to testify in front of a grand jury. Now, these phones are reportedly not connected to the murder case. So understand that. They're not part of the homicide case involving victim John O'Keefe, that police officer who lost his life. But we're wondering, how might the seizure of these phones affect the trial that's coming up in that case? I mean, we're weeks away from this trial. Let's bring in our guests. I have a tremendous power panel. My goodness, look who's joining us this morning. Attorney and law professor Dante Mills is with us. Criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Michael J. Brown with us as well. And the state attorney and
power panel. No, I have a power panel. Fuck off.
Palm Beach County, Florida, Dave Ehrenberg. Wonderful to see you all this morning. Oh boy, how is this going to affect the trial coming up? Dante Mills, may I start with you, please, Professor?
Yes, good morning, Julie. You know, I love talking about controlling the narrative. I think the defense team has done a fantastic job in this situation. I think what you're looking at is really when politicians, for example, run for office, a lot of them don't want the attack ads to come directly from their campaign. So what they'll do is they'll have super PACs run the attack ad, but of course it's in coordination. I think it's the same thing here. The defense team didn't want to be out front with the bullhorn, but they found somebody who was willing to do it, who believed in the cause, so they coordinated with them. I do believe Karen Reed was having conversations with him. That has to be the probe and why they took the phones to see what the communication was, but she was probably putting a battery in Turtle Boy's back. I'm saying, yes, this is absolutely true. And if you want to talk about it, feel free. You have my authority or my blessing to do.
Yeah. Hey, fuck you, guy, because you're sitting here saying, you're sitting here saying that we have your permission. So good. I'm glad I have your permission because you're full of shit. And you're sitting here saying that Turtle Boy put a battery pack or Karen Reed put a battery pack in Turtle Boy's back. No. And I am about to prove that wrong.
To do so. But I think it works very well for the prosecution and gives people something to talk about, which will cause doubt in her murder case, and it's worth the risk.
Dante, I appreciate what you're saying. Thank you for all of that. Michael J. Brown, to you next, please. How might this affect the trial?
Good morning, Julie. The concern I have from a defense standpoint is, when the prosecution goes forward and now makes these claims or allegations that she may be involved in some witness tampering or intimidation, if she chooses to take the stand, the judge may have to make a ruling of whether or not the prosecution can inquire about that. And that's a really damaging and damning piece of evidence if it gets out before the jury that she, in fact, in some way tried to prevent certain witnesses from testifying truthfully against her. It's just a bad look for the defense, and it can be very damaging.
Yeah, I appreciate that. A great point as well. Last but certainly not least, Dave Ehrenberg, want to get your take on all this, please.
Well, I agree with everything that's been said already, Julie. I think the power for prosecutors of a witness intimidation claim is that it's twofold. First, it's its own crime, but also it shows consciousness of guilt. Of course, why would you try to intimidate witnesses unless you knew you were guilty? What do you have to hide? So it's powerful in front of the jury if that can get out, and that's why the seizure of the phones could be important evidence, no matter what the blogger says outside the courthouse.
Right. No, appreciate it, Dave. Okay, so thinking about this, something that really hit me. I mean, it's always been in my mind that, okay, with these two narratives, somebody's lying here, but somebody's lying big, right? With this big development, as we're drawing closer and closer to the trial date, we're thinking about these seized phones. And then, of course, there's the question, is Karen Reed part of these protests? Is this a paid mob? That is a fair question. They're looking at her phones. Did she have anything to do with paying anybody to do this or to do any witness intimidation? And our court TV cameras, we've been there for all these hearings. We see the protests. I mean, it's really crazy. I mean, look at this truck with the sign. How much did that cost to put that on the truck? And this has caused lots of contention between Canton residents and law enforcement officials. And so either the police are really engaged in this grand cover-up, I mean, and this is grand, or is she behind these protests? Let's talk about these things. Let's go around the horn, but we're going to do it in reverse order this time. Dave Ehrenberg, start us off. Do you think somebody's lying here really badly?
Sure looks like it. If you can get the video of those signs of the protesters out there, there's something interesting about those signs. They all look like they're made by the same person. This doesn't look like some spontaneous outbreak of a concerned citizen. Look at those signs. Look at the font. Look at the print. It looks like they're made by the same company, the printer, the person, and the people out there.
Wow.
I wonder if they've been paid. I wonder if they're part of an organized group. This is what happens when you have a defendant with means or with support in the community. You can get this PR war. It's been already said. They control the narrative, and because prosecutors are elected in their communities, people think, defendants think they can intimidate prosecutors by a show of political force, by a show of protest. But in the end, we just follow the evidence and are supposed to do justice regardless of what the polls say.
That's the truth, Dave. You are right. And I would love to hear, all of your answers on this. How, throughout all your years of experience, all of you trying cases, criminal courthouses, have you ever seen a mob like this? I mean, there's so many court dates. It's hard to get victims to show up. I remember being a prosecutor. It's hard to get your witnesses all together, and yet you've got these people taking off work to be there. I mean, it definitely raises questions. Dante Mills, I see with a big smile there. Let me go to you next, please.
Yes, I agree 100%. I do think that there's a part of this that's put together, but I think it's the right thing to do for her defense team. Again, I have to keep going back to control the narrative. They're doing a fantastic job. As we heard in the clip, the woman talking about this case is impacting every single person in that county. When does that ever happen? But it is. And I know that we keep talking about the charge of witness intimidation, but that's just an allegation. I'm sure Turtle Boy is saying, I never intimidated a witness. I just was convincing them to tell the truth. I'm impassioned about this case, and I was reaching out to people and encouraging them to tell the truth. And I think that this is working for the defense. The prosecution is behind the 8 ball going into a case where they have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, where people in the community already think that something nefarious is going on and some cover up may be happening.
Appreciate it, Dante. Yeah, I'm sure when her attorneys get a chance to speak, perhaps today about it, we've been reaching out to them after the news broke last night. Surely they're going to say, well, this is a continuation of the narrative we've already put out there, that, she is a victim of this cover up, and now this is to intimidate her by taking her phones. Or is it? Or is there something nefarious going on with her? Who knows? Michael J. Brown, take us home. Your final thoughts on this, please.
Let me just take the opposition to our our state's attorney, which is normally the prosecutor does a perp walk. They have press conferences at the arrest. They have numerous members of law enforcement standing behind them. So they take the control of the press and paint a certain narrative. Here you have a divided town. You have somebody who's presumed innocent, people who are passionate about her innocence, and they're simply going out there and showing their support. I have no problem with it. I think it's part of our system, and it really counters the strength of the prosecution in our country.
Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You all made tremendous points, and we'll see what comes out of those phones. I guess we're going to have our answer pretty soon. If she's behind the mobs, if she's behind any witness intimidation, or if she really is a victim, as her defense team says. We got to leave it there.
Okay. That's totally infuriating. Diane gifted 5 memberships. Jay Adams, welcome. Nanny Doo. Cherry was gifted a membership. Mary, Melanie, and I think that's it. I think that's all I got. But thank you so much, Diane G, for gifting those memberships. Now I lost Rita. Rita was backstage. But I want to bring on some folks here. I have Tracy and Dana and Paul Cristoforo, who are intricate in organizing these protests. So when I saw this, knowing that these folks organized this, and seeing them and interacting with them in the past, I know that they are good people, and everything that I'm hearing from this Court TV report tells me that they don't know what they're talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them on because it's important to me that they have a chance to defend themselves against those insane allegations. And make no mistake, I don't care what Court TV tries to say, they're absolutely accountable for this misrepresentation, in my opinion. So let me go ahead and bring on Paul, Dana, and Tracy. Here we go. Hey, guys.
Hey, what's
Hold on, let me give you guys a round of applause. How we doing, guys?
Doing all right. A little pissed off, but we're doing all right.
We lost Rita. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
she says she's back. I think she's back, but I don't know.
She's not backstage.
I'll try to track her down while we do this here.
Oh, yeah, she is backstage. Sorry, I had too many screens up. There we go. There's Rita.
There she is.
I'm like, I'm right here.
Nobody puts Rita in the corner.
I know. I'm like, I can see you. Hey, guys.
Hey, Rita.
I want to say real quick before we get started, thank you guys so much for joining me, because it really means the world to me to have you guys here. To me, as far as this situation goes, as far as the Karen Reed case and as far as the Turtle Boy case, having you guys up here, you guys are, in my opinion, personally, the most important people to talk to about this, because you guys are Canton. You guys are the people of Massachusetts. You guys are the ones that are organizing everyone together. And I just want to say that I'm so grateful to you guys for not only joining me here, but inspiring me to keep going with this, because it is you guys who are inspiring me to, you guys lit a total fire into my heart about this case, and it is you guys who do that. So I just want to be very clear about that, and I want to just I love that I get to thank you guys live here to do that. So thank you guys.
We thank you too. I mean, you know, I watched your show the last couple of shows. You did an impeccable job with the details and your analysis, and that's what we need out there. We need to spread the story. So we appreciate you as much as you appreciate us.
Yeah, I just want to jump in with a little humble part about this. I appreciate the introduction. I really do. But we are just a small part of the whole thing. We really are.
But you guys are the ones bringing it all together, though. That's why I'm giving you the credit that I'm giving you.
I appreciate that.
Because I mean that's not anything to shake a stick at. That's not anything that is that should be minimized at all. Even though you are a small part of that, but you guys are the ones bringing together everyone. Rita, you inspire everyone. Every time I see your face, every time you just happen to show up in something that I'm talking about, the whole chat is like, Rita, Rita, Rita. You know, Paul, you too. I mean, it's amazing. So, and please go, Paul.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
please.
I did to clarify something, because I already saw it in the chat. Believe it or not, myself, Tracy, and Dana are not from Canton.
Okay.
We were heavily involved. We were there for the audit. We were there for doing all that, but we're not from Canton. We're just concerned citizens. People were asking in the chat, so that's why I wanted to bring that up. Sorry.
And I'm from Canton, and I am from the neighborhood. So it happened in my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but we're all Canton. We're all Canton.
That's right.
That's what
right.
You know,
we're
this
family.
affects everybody. And yeah, we are the community that we have. We are family. And you know, this is important to everybody. It's not just Canton. It's not just Massachusetts. This is scary stuff.
Very, Very. That's why I'm talking about it, because I mean, this is important for any American who values their freedom.
Absolutely.
So it's not just a Canton thing. Freedom fighter, thank you so much. My gratitude is huge for all your hard work, guys. We see you. And Tom CPU is a saint at Glare. Canton taxpayers here. There you go. Thank you, Freedom Fighter. I appreciate that. Yeah, I to me, you guys are you're the thing that matters. This is who this affects in the grand scheme of things. Of course, the fact that wow, Team Brittany, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Team Truth, period. I couldn't have said that better. So this affects everyone. This case and what's happening with it affects everyone. It's not just about Karen Read being innocent. Of course, it's important that Karen Read, her rights being violated is something that needs to be discussed and needs to be exposed. But the reason why that's important is because it affects all of us. And that is truly my opinion. And I think that we all agree on that.
For something that started up as an isolated incident, I mean, not to slighten it at all. I mean, what happened? A man died, but it's escalated in so many different branches. It's gone to the Canton, it's gone to the town of Canton, it's gone to
Aiden in prison.
I mean, it's unbelievable how much this has exploded, and the fact that there's so much light being shined on it right now. These people are afraid. These people are afraid. And as concerned citizens, we are too, and as we should be. But we're doing the right thing, I think, in order to stand up and make this, shine a light on it again. They need to know what's going on.
I believe you are too. I believe you are too. And I want to say, Tracy and Dana specifically, you and here's the thing is I gotta say, and Diane G gifted 5 memberships. Real quick, let me go over that. OK Divine, Jill Whalen, Alana, Carlene, Selena Kyle, thank you so much and welcome, guys. I want to say, Dana, the video that you made, the virtual what is the word? Vigil. Yep. Excuse me. Sorry. No having a brain fart there. I have them all the time.
We all have
the virtual visual that you created and did so virtually out of respect for the fact that you were getting so much pushback for organizing something in person, and you still just went ahead and made this video without any experience making videos. I thought it was beautiful.
Thank you.
And so my hat's off to you for making that video. This is not, there's some people who feel like John O'Keefe is forgotten in all this, and you absolutely proved that this is not a situation where John O'Keefe is forgotten at all. This is about John O'Keefe. This is about justice for John O'Keefe, and you and you guys made sure to let everyone know that that's what this is about. And so I want to personally thank you on behalf of everyone. Thank you for making that video. Thank you for honoring John in the way that you did last night. I was in tears when I saw it.
I was
honestly.
in tears making it.
I mean, it was beautiful. It really was. Thank you, Martin Rich. I appreciate that. Rita for Select Board 2024. I agree, Rita. I mean, this is what politics needs, is somebody with a heart of gold. I mean, if I lived there, I would be shouting from the rooftops, going, Rita.
Yeah. Well, I'm not running, but I am involved. I am actively involved. And, I believe we need business people in government. And I think there's so many issues here, but we need business people in government. And, I'm going to be involved in the police audit, and Kathleen Howley is going to be involved. We have been selected by the petitioners to do that. And, there's just a lot that has to get done, but I've got work-life balance. My dad's 90, my aunt's going to be 95. So I've got some priorities this year, but I am going to be actively involved in this town, continue to be. And before this case, Will, I was never involved in politics. You know, I never was. I was never an activist. So, you know, if I can say.
Stop. You're too generous. Team Brittany, come on.
Did you do it again?
Yeah,
So,
she did.
Yeah.
Rita, the fact that you are directly involved and you're promising to be involved, I think is enough. I feel you. I can't imagine being involved in politics. I wouldn't know what to do. You know what I mean? But I think that speaks volumes of your character, because you don't want a position of power, but you want to be involved and you want to make a change and you want a difference, and you are making a difference. You are inspiring your community.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't set out to do that. I just set out for justice for Cameron. And, you know, this whole thing started. I mean, you know, somebody said on the court TV that the signs were all made by the same people. I don't know what planet those people are on, but they're certainly not on Planet Justice for John O'Keefe.
No.
Because anybody there can tell those signs are all individually made. And I make mine. Sometimes I use a marker, and sometimes I printed at Staples. If you know, if I can get.
Well, and everybody's doing doing their part. And if these people on court TV just did a little 5 minutes worth of a little research, they'd see Tom CPU's videos, and he's out there showing you guys and getting signatures on a flag and actually getting people to explain their signs. Like I've seen it myself, where he'll say, "You made a sign, it's beautiful, blah blah blah," you know. And if I don't think that it hurts my soul to see someone just even imply that this was somehow some nefarious thing to actually speak your mind. And I want to go around and everybody speak. I'm going to start with you, Paul. What are your thoughts on those? I mean, do you feel like you were accused in that court TV thing of being paid?
Yeah, I keep checking my mailbox. Nothing, you know. I'm gonna give
were you paid by Karen Reed or anybody affiliated by?
I haven't been paid by anybody. And what people don't realize is,
and please explain. Sorry to cut you off, but as you go on, please explain how you. Because I want everyone watching to know that Paul Cristoforo is intricate as far as organizing these protests that have been taking place. That is why I have you guys up here. I want people to know who don't know. You guys, everybody who's on this panel, plays a very, very intricate role in organizing these protests. And that's why I played that piece from Court TV. So, Paul, I want to start with you as far as what you saw on Court TV and how you feel about it.
Well, I watched it 2 or 3, maybe 4 times because I had to. I was actually shocked at it. Like, how could they actually find 4 people that actually agreed on it, that's what was going on? I'm going to give you a perfect example. One of the highlights in there was the mobile billboard. There's no way that wasn't paid for by Karen Reed or the defense team. That money was Nick and Jenna Rocco raised that money for that billboard in less than an hour from people like us that just donated to it.
Now, you're talking about the truck that went by that they were discussing. I want to let me see if I could find that piece real quick. Here we go. Okay, so this right here, folks, is what Paul is referring to. Is this truck right here? I'm sorry to cut you off, Paul.
It's okay.
Please go on.
But
Thank you, Team Brittany.
That truck was raised by just average random minions, we'll call ourselves, as they keep calling us, mellow. But it was done in an hour. So when I see them saying that stuff, it's like a slap in the face. to not just me, to everybody. Those signs, you know, like all the signs, I'm lazy. I bought my sign, you know, but I paid for it with my own money.
Right.
I happen to have a son that works for FedEx, you know, but it's just baffling. I mean, I got involved in, I'm going to say, like what Rita said, she's never been involved in something like this. One night a few months ago, I was leaving the house. My wife goes, "Where you going?" And I said, "I'm going to the Canton High School because I'm holding signs because they have they're having an audit." And she's like, "What? That's not even your town." And it just snowballed from there. This was going on a little bit before I got involved, and I fell into it, and my heart and soul is into it. And then when I see stuff like that on Court TV, and I think of all the other people, Rita, Tracy, Dana, Nick, Jenna, Tom, all these people that just keep going out and giving out their all, and they just sort of slap us in the face with that. To me, it was insanity.
Yeah, Jesus. I mean, that's how I felt for you guys when I saw this. I was infuriated when I saw that piece. I was like, what? That, I mean, and what is Court TV's motivation behind doing that?
Exactly.
You know, that's what really bothered me. I was like, why would they say something like that? These are the most innocent people in all of this. These are the people who are affected the most, and they're speaking their mind, and you're going to insinuate and accuse, not just insinuate, but accuse them of being paid. Yeah, Bob Brown, I'm not doing the Cuck Church video. Don't worry. No video will. Please ask Rita to ask Kathleen to run for the select board. She's my hero, and I will campaign every day for Kathleen. She is courageous and so smart. So there you go, Rita.
Brilliant. Kathleen's brilliant.
She is.
Brilliant. You know, there's no question about it. She's brilliant. You know, when these people go on Court TV and they say what they say, I frankly don't pay much mind to it. And the reason being is because I have truth on my side. And I know one day truth is coming out. And so I need to save my energy for truth, for the battle for truth. And I don't have a Twitter account. It's a toilet. I will not go on Twitter. I don't care if there's good communication on Twitter. I have to go through a cesspool to get there, and I'm not going. And, you know, too many fake accounts where people can, you know, say things that they would never say under their real name.
I gotta say, I'm kind of new. I'm sorry to cut you off, Rita, but I got to piggyback off that thought. And thank you, Buzzing for Truth. Welcome. I gotta piggyback off that thought because I'm kind of new to being as active as I am on Twitter. And everybody who says something negative about this case and accusing Karen Reed of being guilty without stating any facts or anything of that nature, it's always a sock account. It's always a fake account. It's
always a fake account.
What are they afraid of?
Exactly. Why? The truth.
Right.
They can hide behind those accounts and they can spew, you know, all kinds of hatred that they know that they can't do under their real names because they'll be exposed for the cowards that they are.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, because right there, and I believe in someone's right to anonymity. That's fine, but I think it's also very telling that every single account is someone anonymous. You know, so it's like, well, do you have any conviction behind what you're saying? Because I'm the kind of guy I do like the troll. Cherry's been calling me the troll since before I even made her a moderator on this channel, which was well over 2 years ago. And my answer to that is always, you know, I don't use sock accounts. I don't use fake accounts. I don't have any fake accounts. And the reason for that is because if I insult you, I want you to know who's doing it. Exactly. You know where the insult comes from.
Yes. There's no gray area. No gray area there.
That's me. That was me. I said that.
Yep.
Yep.
I agree.
Free Squirrel says, why doesn't Court TV ask the Canton 9 how much we got paid to face misdemeanor and felony charges. 0. It's a slap in the face. That's a great point, Street Squirrel.
Yep.
Street Squirrel is one of the Canton 9 who was charged, I believe. And yeah, so how much were you paid, Street Squirrel, to get charged and have your life fucked with the way that you were? And why didn't Court TV ask that question? So I totally agree with you. Thank you, Street Squirrel.
If I can say something, Will, what we
Please.
have learned, at least what I have learned through this whole thing, is mainstream media is not covering this. Mainstream media.
They will when
They
it's
will,
safe.
but
When
they
it's
haven't,
safe.
and they've been biased, and they've been fed a narrative by the district attorney's PR person or whoever, and however they work that channel, and they have been running with that, and it's a major cover up, and the truth is going to come out, and
I'm
they're
here,
not
just
covering
I'm
it.
listening.
And so people are uneducated. I talk to people every day that still don't know about this case.
I'm gonna jump in. I still don't believe people don't realize how big this thing is about the Canton 9 being charged.
No,
They
don't even know about Karen Reed.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking 9 average citizens were holding signs on a sidewalk and are possibly facing felony charges. And they're accusing them of getting paid.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Right. It is crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah, these people are delusional. That's all.
The thing that bothered me most about it, like usually I heard that Court TV did a thing and I didn't even watch it until last night. But the thing that bothers me most about it is that they're bringing Karen into it. They're accusing Karen of being behind it. And, they can say whatever they want about us. I mean, but saying that Karen is actually paying us or is, the defense is behind, I mean, I just don't think that this story could get any more interesting. You know what I mean? Like, why not
make it up?
Exactly.
Make it up.
Why?
What happened to innocent until proven guilty?
Exactly.
What happened to that? You have Court TV. Let's break that down for a second, right?
Exactly.
Court TV.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a television station designed to give you guys insight, to give the whole world insight onto how American court works, how the American justice system works, and they're spinning a narrative that someone is guilty before they're even and accusing them of crimes, accusing someone of crimes who is who everything dictates that this person is innocent. All of the documents, all of the proof that's made available to the public, they're spinning a narrative that she is not only guilty of the crime that she's being accused of. Okay, Team Brittany, I love how generous you are. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But please, from now on, if you are this generous, donate it to the Canton 9 Defense Fund, please. I love the support and I'm grateful for the support, but please, if you are going to be this generous, please donate it to the Canton 9 Defense Fund. I really appreciate it. But she says, truth, love to you all. Paul, Rita, Tracy, Dana, just plain truth. Everyone, use your eyes. Everyone, use your eyes. Yep. Common sense helps. Absolutely. Thank you. Team Brittany.
That's the key word there, is the common sense. I mean, what Julie Grant put before us with her tremendous power panel, there's absolutely no common sense there at all. I look back at what Vinny was posting, or Vinny was reporting on initially when he met with Aiden the first time. I mean, he was so condescending to Aiden, and he was, totally against Karen, and like his tune's changed. I still don't know where he stands, but he's done his homework finally, to where this power panel did. They did nothing at all. It was embarrassing.
They looked at clip notes. They looked at the prosecution cliff notes.
Yep.
Right. I mean, and he's gonna reprimand him live on the show. He's gonna reprimand Turtle Boy for calling someone an idiot, which is absolutely justified in my opinion. But you're gonna sit here and reprimand someone for insulting another person, but here you are backing a show that is insulting good people like yourselves,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that and accusing you of being paid and accusing Karen Reed of paying people. Again, not only are they painting a picture that she's already guilty before before a trial even starts, but also accusing her of another unrelated crime.
I know.
I mean,
and without evidence. And
right?
without evidence.
None. What's your evidence that the signs were well done? That the
Right.
signs look the signs
They
look
look like
nice?
they're the same person.
Yeah, that somebody used a stencil.
Right, a stencil that you could. Where did you get the stencils for that, by the way? Because
Yeah,
I'm curious.
Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree. That's what
you
we
got them
spent
from
on it.
Dollar Tree, because
Yes,
I thought you
that's where
got
we
them
get
from.
all of our stuff.
Yep.
The Dollar Tree.
10
I thought you
cents
got them.
for-
I thought you got
10
them from
cents for
Karen
the
Reed
40
Tree.
bucks.
Yeah,
You didn't get the
we-
stencils from Karen Reed Tree.
Oh God, no.
Reed-
God, no.
Karen Reed
I
are
paid
us.
$8 for Staples. Staples. I get a nice sign from Staples. It's like, out of my own pocket, just like, Paul said, but one thing I think, because we're getting paid now. This is a new narrative that's coming out, right? And you showed the Mellow clip. I watched your show and I saw you stream them. I wasn't able to go to court. And for all those people that think that court was light on Friday, there's only so many days you can take off from work and go to these ridiculous court cases. We do go. We packed it the day before for Aiden, packed it. And, Tim did a fabulous job. I don't know how he held it together in that courtroom with Mello. But when you see Mello and you look at Mello's tape, Mello can't figure out, and the courts can't figure out, why are all these people coming? And they call us an angry mob. Well, right? There is not an angry bone in our body.
I know.
When they drive by,
I'm angrier than you guys, and I don't even have a skin in the game to really be angry.
We're not angry. We're happy. And they can't figure it out. How are all these people together, happy, protesting for justice? And they can't figure it out. And when you look at Mello the other day, it struck me. And he goes, for lack of a better term, turtle riders. They cannot figure out why all of us come day after day for these protests and to support Karen Reed. It's because something is wrong.
Right.
And somebody asked me the other day, they said, because Ken Mello called us minions. And they said, these people aren't that smart. I said, I have a master's certificate from Boston University, but you don't have to be smart. And we come from all different people. And a lot of people are just like me, all different ages. And what we know is right from wrong. We don't need a degree. It's right from wrong. And it's right in the case notes. And they can't figure it out. So they say they must be getting paid. It's just another distraction to take the focus off of them.
Exactly.
Right. Like, because I mean, I'm going to go ahead because, again, what's Court TV's motive for making these, these accusations that are unfounded? That's what I want to know. Like, who's paying Court TV to spin these narratives?
This is what I want to know. I mean,
Isn't it fair to accuse Court TV? If they're going to accuse you guys, isn't it fair for me to accuse Court TV of being paid by the District Attorney Morrissey's office for spinning that narrative?
These are paid guests. Keep that in mind. And keep in mind that, Court TV, whatever reputation they have, they're a television show and they need ratings to stay on. Don't get me wrong. I love when Vinny gives a shout out to us and, he's a turtle rider now, thank God. But, these
is he now? Is Vinny officially a turtle rider?
Oh, totally. We won't say it on the air, but he totally is.
You can't say it on TV because they'll lose ratings. So
exactly.
Vinny, we love you.
You know what? These two of these lawyers are personal injury lawyers now. You think they got anything going on? These are the guys on TV, in Florida flashing their call now, free consultation. That's those guys. So you got to take these people with a grain of salt. They're looking for ratings. They're looking to keep this case interesting. They're looking to find things that they're not going to find in us. We are good-hearted people. We're doing it for Karen. We're doing it for justice, but we're doing it like Rita said, something's wrong here. And we're bringing it up. There's corruption going on here, and we're not going to sit back and just let it happen. We can't. I mean, we're local. This is happening in Massachusetts, so there was no question in my mind. I'm like, we're gonna go to Canton right now. What's going on in Dedham? We were there because it's wrong. So just, I think, like I said earlier, I didn't watch that interview until last night because I try to stay away from it. It's just too upsetting what they say, and a lot of people, you know, they come back to me saying, "Can you believe what they said? Can you believe what they said?" And I always say, "Is it true? Is it true? If it's not, let it go."
Yes.
See, that's what I'm saying. Court
It's not
TV.
true.
I challenge Court TV publicly to have these fine folks on your channel,
Exactly. We'll do it for
on your
free.
show.
Ditto.
I challenge Court TV to bring up Paul, Tracy, Dana, Rita, who are intricate in organizing these protests.
Absolutely. And
I challenge you to bring them up.
I approached Ted Daniels, and they're not interested in interviewing us.
They don't care.
No.
They're not.
No.
And I've
Doesn't fit
approached
their
the other
narrative.
channels.
Exactly.
They're not interested.
Yet they're
Right.
accusing us of spooling a narrative, which
Right.
is so
They are
bizarre.
there for one thing only, and that is to strengthen the narrative of the prosecution.
Right.
And I have lost all faith with mainstream media, and they have some serious recovery.
But is
to do
Court
after this.
TV mainstream media? I mean,
No, but our local stations, our local
they're
stations.
a fucking tabloid, dude.
Well, this
Court
is true.
TV
This is
a
true.
fucking
This is
tabloid,
true.
just like News Nation is a fucking tabloid. Yeah, I'm
You're
talking
right.
to you. I'm
They
talking
are.
to you, Court TV. You're a fucking tabloid.
Yep.
Prove me wrong. Prove
No,
me
you're right.
wrong that you're not a fucking tabloid,
Yep.
and bring these people on your show and let them speak up and defend themselves against your shitty allegations against them.
Yeah. And
I
I, can
mean-
tell you, well, I've been in this since the beginning. And, you know, I've been in this since the beginning, and this movement has grown. And, you know, in the beginning, you know, we were out protesting, people were out, you know, protesting. It was the other side that drove by, gave us the middle finger, yelled obscenities at us. And we would just wave, blow them a kiss, send them some love. We would not engage. And they just don't know. They've never seen anything like this. The court officer that is there all the time when we go to court, Jim, he was caught on a hot mic saying he's never seen a circus like this. And the reason he hasn't seen us, it's not a circus. It's because we're happy people. People are happy in a circus, right? That's not an angry mob. An angry mob isn't called a circus, you know,
No.
because
No.
you know, we're happy, and we have no quit. And we are not going to stop because the truth is on our side, and we are going to continue until we see justice. And they don't know what to do with that.
You want to know another hard truth? Everybody is getting paid except for us.
Exactly.
Exactly.
The media's getting paid. The attorneys are getting
So
paid.
true.
The
It's
judges
so
getting
true.
paid.
Yeah.
Mello,
Right.
the cops, they're all getting paid to say
Yeah.
that we're not getting to tell
Yeah.
us that we're getting paid.
Exactly.
Yes.
It doesn't even make sense.
And if I'm not taking a day off from work, it's on my day off that I'm
Yeah.
going to court.
Yeah.
And I do this because it's the right thing to do. This is not just for Canton. This is not just for Massachusetts. This is for America. This is for every free country that's out there.
Absolutely.
These people, this cover up is going to go down in history as the worst cover up in the history of this country.
And
worst
the
cover-up.
irony of all this is, Rita, Paul, Tracy, Dana, the irony of all this is there you guys are out there putting yourselves on the line, because you guys, every time you're out there holding up a sign, wearing a shirt or a hoodie, every one of you guys doing that, you're subject to the same charges that Turtle Boy is,
Yes.
that the Canton 9 are. You guys are subject to those same charges, and you're out there risking it every
Yes.
single time you go out there.
I
And
received threatening
what's-
letters.
Now, the irony of all this is that Turtle Boy is sitting in jail, already paying the price, and you guys are risking, and you're doing this for Court TV's right
Yep.
to make those wild accusations, for their freedom of speech, to accuse you
Yep.
guys of the bullshit that they're accusing you of.
Yep.
That's the irony. You guys
It
are out
really
there
is.
risking your asses
Right.
for them to have the right to be able to say those things about you. That's the most infuriating thing to me about it. That is what makes me so mad.
So, Will, you may not know this, but in October, myself, because this spills over into the select board, and because Chris Albert, who was at the house the night
I'm sorry, Brian, we're going to get into that, actually. I hope you guys are comfortable. We're going to get into what Brian is talking about here in the super chat.
Yeah.
And Suzanne, thank you so much. We are donating time and money for justice. I'm proud for everyone. Love y'all. Thank you. Absolutely. I'm sorry, Rita, go ahead.
I figured. Oh, so anyways, myself and three other women. No, that's okay. Myself and three other women received a very threatening letter in early October. It was a whole page type, multiple authors. It was full of vitriol and anger. And I put a security system on my house after receiving that. And I invested it. For 25 years, I lived in this house, and I left my doors open. I don't leave my doors open anymore. I have a security system on my house.
Crazy.
And so when you say we're risking ourselves, we did. And four of the letter, 4 people, 2 people stopped speaking out. But 2 of us, Kathleen and myself, continued to speak out because it's the right thing to do. And we know that when we speak out, our safety is in jeopardy and can be in jeopardy. But it's the right thing to do. And we're not going to stop.
Yeah,
so
good.
We get they say we're the angry mob. We're getting threatening letters.
Right. Yeah. Like you're the angry mob. You guys are the dangerous ones, right?
Right.
I mean, you are dangerous to corruption. Because what are you guys guilty of? Raising questions, asking questions, and getting other people, inspiring other people to ask the same questions. What are you guilty of?
We're guilty We're guilty of being Americans and expecting democracy and expecting freedom and expecting fairness in our justice system. And what this has done is it has exposed cracks in our system. And I come from the business world, and in business I've been involved in many transformational projects, turning business areas around, and that's what we need to do with our government. We need to have the best practices that we have in our corporations in our government. And we don't have that. And the government runs the country. And we need that.
Agreed. Please keep talking. I'm trying to do something here.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll jump in for a second. When I think about it, right, we have people standing out on overpasses, at street corners, everywhere across the state. There was people in Canton starting this right from the beginning. They were there every week. And then it grew to something bigger. And we're all out here. And the only thing we're getting paid with is we're getting threats. People are getting their businesses attacked. People are getting their personal families attacked. So to think that we all go out there to make a few bucks from Karen Reed, to take all this crap from this stuff and people almost losing their jobs. We have a couple of Canton 9 people that might actually lose their jobs if this goes through. So it's court TV to say that we're getting paid. I'd like to talk to Vinny about that. I'm going to put myself out there so some trolls can take a picture of me and my wife and make fun of us on Twitter. His office fucking rocker.
Yep.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry, I'm trying to do something here. So please, this is your show.
So
talk.
I'll tell you the first sign. So the first protest, I was in the first protest, not the very first one, but I was in as we began them. And the first protest I did, I grabbed an old sheet, and I wrote on it with the marker, and we held it over the overpass. I mean, everything is organic. People are just creating their own signs, and some people create them and other people buy them from them. But everything is done from everybody's heart. And what's on the sign is how they're feeling. And no one from mainstream media that shows up at those court cases, those hearings, none of them want to talk to any of us because they do not want to hear the other side. They want to just get information to fill the narrative of the prosecution. Even when they were taking Aiden, which I totally love, when we go to court, when Aiden goes to court, like last Thursday, the courtroom was jam-packed. And then afterwards, we go back around the back of the court where the van pulls him and takes him out, and we're all cheering for him. And there's a channel 7 there. That's one of our local stations. He wasn't interested in any of us. And there's like 60 people there, all cheering for Aiden. All he wanted to do was get Aiden in cuffs, getting on that van.
Yeah,
And
totally.
he did get him in cuffs, but he got him with a look on his face like a child on Christmas morning. I mean, Aiden sees all of us, and he knows he's good.
Yep.
Yeah. Real quick, Cherry, I need you to please blast the Canton 9 and Turtle Boys Defense Fund links in the chat. I turned off super chats. I made more than enough money off the stream. Was not really my intention. Way too much. And I appreciate it. And I do appreciate the support, but I would really prefer to see these defense funds. No, Cherry, you have been. I appreciate it. Just continue to do so. I'm not saying Cherry gets defensive. I'm not saying you haven't been, I promise. But please continue to do so. And please, guys, if you're going to donate money from here on out, do so to the Canton 9 Defense Fund as well as the Turtle Boy Defense Fund as well.
See, Will, we appreciate that. You know, I mean, this speaks to your character. You know, I mean, you're involved in this process. You know, you're very vocal about it. You're very passionate about it. You know, but again, to just do what you just did, it speaks volumes. You know, it really, really does. And I know these people, everybody that's needing this money is real. They need it. They're counting on it. You know, we don't have to donate. Nobody's saying, "Yo, you have to donate." The people just do it. It's amazing. Right. It's absolutely amazing. I actually went through, reached out today. I'm a stats guy, so bear with me.
I need stats here. Like, I'm terrible at that.
It's ridiculous. So basically, to date, as of this morning, right? So the Canton 9 had over $14,000 donated to them by a total of 394 people across 394 people. So that's amazing in itself. So Aiden's fund is over $109,000 donated by over 2,200 people, and Karen's fund is at $260,000 donated by, again, over 2,200 people. So for these people like Julie Grant to say there's no, where are these people coming from, the numbers, and how are these people showing up in court day to day? This just in this population alone of people that donate, there's over 2,000 people. So if 200 of us show up, that's a fraction. And on the justice page on Facebook alone, there's over 27,000 people that are invested in this whole process. And again, if a fraction of them show up to court dates day after day, time after time, and these people like Julie Grant and her tremendous panel or whatever are blown away by this, it's appalling. It's ridiculous.
It's a new low, is what it is. It's a new low.
It really is, because there I was, man. I'm telling you, I was so because you guys are saying Vinny's a turtle rider now, and I was like, man, it seems like Court TV is coming around, and then I see this thing, and then I'm just like, so frustrating.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you guys, you had me Court TV, and then you pull that bullshit.
Yeah.
And it is just so frustrating. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's sad because there's some producer back there going, what can we do to stir up shit? Or what can we do to make this more interesting for our viewers? Let's lie some more. You know, it's bullshit.
I got to correct myself because I called out Vinny, and the truth is I associate Vinny with Court TV. Vinny has never said we were paid by sign. I calling out Vinny to help correct the situation.
Yeah,
I'm not calling out Vinny to say he's the one that said that. I said that in my little rant.
Yeah,
it's that Julie Grant and her panel. Vinny needs to step up and correct it because he is the face of Court TV.
Yeah, he is.
I agree. I agree. Vinny's the superstar on Court TV. you know, and I, it's like I always say, it's like, Vinny, I want to like you, dude. I do. I want to like you, man. And then one of your colleagues goes and pulls that shit. And I know it's not them. I know it's the producer telling them, like Tracy just said, that it's telling them what to do because it's whatever they think is going to create views. And you know, if you're going to be court TV, be court TV.
Exactly.
You know, don't be a tabloid asshole.
No
You know
one's
what I mean?
holding a gun to their head saying, say these words, say these words. Do something else. You know, it's like Rafferty. You know, do something else. If you're not going to step up and say, hey, these people are being corrupt and I know it. Get another job.
I agree.
Get another job. You're not a good cop.
Yep.
So someone just sent me a Twitter, right? And our friend Cowboy Fan 105, which everybody believes owns a pizza shop.
Yeah.
In town that people were
Is
protesting.
that who everybody thinks is Cowboy?
He says, I need to be
105?
taught a lesson. Okay, so that's not an angry mob.
Another threat. Another
No,
threat.
yeah, that's not
Another
right.
threat. Of course, I'm not going to take it to the Canton police station because they don't even know who these people are. I mean, I don't even think they know their own name, the people that I've been talking to. But here's another threat. And it says we're on the Galera. So they're watching us. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. And you
We're
know
not
what?
going anywhere.
Hey, I realize that it's difficult for, I mean, I know they'll say no, but you know, Proctor, Tully, any of those guys are welcome to come on my show and defend themselves against the allegations that have been made by Turtle Boy and anybody who feels that they are hiding something. But Chris Albert, I'm talking to you, buddy. Hey, Chris Albert, you're invited on my show anytime. Any one of the Alberts are invited on my show anytime. And because I stand by my position. I don't know what happened inside 34 Fairview. I believe John went inside that house, but I don't have a theory, not a sound one, as to what happened there. So please contact me, and I will be more than happy to bring you on here and defend yourself against any of these allegations. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, they're not going to take you up on that offer, but
I'll turn off the chat. It'll just be me and him.
This is what Aiden's been asking them to do for a year now. You know, just talk to us. Talk to Aiden. He's asking the questions. And now where's Aiden? Well, we want you to stop asking us questions because obviously it's going to implicate them if they tell the truth.
Right.
And where's Aiden? Aiden's sitting in jail right now. Aiden's been in jail for 35 days today. And these guys are walking around threatening Rita right now.
You're right. Because I'm on the Galera. So they're all.
So
I guarantee you, because I would love to go out to Canton. I would love to go out there and help and be part of your protest in support of Karen Reed. I would love to do that. I guarantee that if I do, and I'm willing to do it, that's why I'm not going to bring Clubber. I thought about it. I'm not going to bring Clubber. And the reason being is because I guarantee that I will end up in handcuffs. I guarantee that they they will arrest me. Just for speaking my mind. They do not. You don't think so? You don't think that those
Nobody
people
gets
would love
arrested
to
with
charge
us.
me?
We won't let you. We won't let you.
Except
don't
for
think-
9.
That's what I'm saying is you don't think that those people would love to have me in handcuffs and lock me up and I mean, it's not like they got Turtle Boy segregated in jail, but they would love to have me locked up. I guarantee it.
They'd love to have everybody locked up that's against them right now. And you know what? That's their normal practice. That's what they've been doing for years. They just get people, they accuse people of you know, what they've been doing wrong. They've been breaking the rules. They've been putting innocent people in jail in this state for so long. Boston's notorious for it. And you know, these people that think they have, you know, well, they pretty much do have an in with everyone because they're getting away with all this stuff. But it's just, I don't know. It's just now I'm getting all worked up. It's when Rita and I are in the same room, it's just she fires me up.
Good job, Rita.
On that TV show, they talked about the narrative, right?
Right.
So think about this. Before Aiden went to jail and everything, we're all focused on the Karen Reed trial. All of a sudden, the prosecution, the DA, need to change the narrative. So let's shut Turtle Boy up. Let's get the focus off Karen Reed.
Right.
Then Turtle Boy, Aiden, goes to jail, and we get even louder. So now they go, okay, let's get the Canton 9. Let's take anything to divert the attention from the Karen Reed case. This is what it's all about. They don't care about Tracy, Dana, Rita, me, Tom, Rocco's. I could go on the list and list and list. They just want to keep the narrative so no one's talking about the Karen Reed case because they know they're dead in the water.
Spot on.
And they're pissed off now because they think they put Aiden in jail. They're going to cut the head off the snake.
Yeah.
And think that everything's just going to be, it's all over. We won. That's not the case. You have 27,000 other screaming people that are saying this is bullshit.
Peacefully.
And
Clever.
there he is.
Clever.
There he is.
Hey, buddy.
He's a happy
He's so
dog.
hyper, I had to grab him because
Aw,
he's running like a crazy person right now. Buddy, you got to chill out, buddy.
That's okay.
Whoa.
He's happy.
I posted we were going to be on the show tonight. I can't count how many comments there were to say, make sure we say hi to Clubber.
Yeah. I got one today as well.
His
He's
head
a
gets
good boy.
bigger like every week. He's growing
just
so
so
fast.
hyper. Yeah, he's just so hyper. Buddy, like, I love you, but you got to chill out. Please. Yeah, go ahead. Chew on the stool, dude. Good boy.
It's all good. Knock yourself out.
Whew.
It's like babies. They're worse than babies.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like when my son was about a year old, I remember I was already split up with his mom, and I worked nights and she worked during the day. And so daycare obviously is super expensive. So I would stay with him during the day, and I would sit in a chair the whole time. And the whole time I'd just be like, I don't want to say his name here, but I would say, hey, no. And then by the time that his mom would pick him up, I was exhausted. I never barely got up from the chair. He listened well, but I would barely get out of the chair ever. And I was exhausted
and then you went to work the night shift.
Yeah.
Right.
Go to your other job.
Yeah, because child support is expensive.
Yeah.
I know.
But yeah, that's how it is with Clubber too.
So is that where the love? Was that where the love of coffee thoughts came from?
Yeah. That's the vibe. I'm getting vibes from being a parent of a small child again with Clubber.
Yep.
Because I get by the time we're done here, I'm exhausted, and it's not being live. It's him.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. I'm worn out. I'm done. But let's I'm glad you guys got some time to hang out a little bit.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Because I want to get your guys' input on some recent developments.
Before we change the subject, can I make a quick announcement?
Please.
Because we got 1,000 people here, and now will be the time to make the announcement. Our next big peaceful protest is next Tuesday, 3:00 at Morrissey's office.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
It's time.
We'll be posting details tomorrow, but it's 3:00 next Tuesday.
Nice. So that's exciting. That's exciting. And so Court TV, I mean, if you're going to cover this and accuse people of being paid, here we are. Every single person on this panel are the most accountable for organizing these protests. And all of them are on the record saying they have not been paid by anybody affiliated with Karen Reed or Karen Reed herself. I just want to make that abundantly clear. That is true, guys, right?
100% true.
And I think I'd like to make a recommendation, maybe not so quickly for Morrissey's office, but another one of our protests. I think we should just get Monopoly money and just tape it on our clothes. I mean, that's all we want to get.
I love it.
Let's put Monopoly money all over the place.
Now, before I play this, two interesting developments that have taken place recently. Now, we still don't have the ruling on Bradle's motion, but the motion, the ridiculous motion filed by Mello was denied. That's
a surprise.
I know.
Shocker, right?
With all that evidence, I can't believe it.
Yeah. So that's denied, and so we still have to wait for what Bradle's motion and how that's going to turn out. But a little development as far as the Levy neck of the woods. Let's listen to Levy's press conference that took place today.
These are the types of licenses that people need out there who are driving trucks and large vehicles need to secure in order to operate those vehicles safely. The indictment alleges these defendants gave passing scores to people who did not pass the test to obtain a CDL. In return for passing unqualified applicants, one of the defendants, Sergeant Gary Cedarquist, is alleged to have received personal benefits of a variety of nature. A new driveway valued over $10,000, a $2,000 snowblower, and other such items. The grand jury indictment against these 6 men includes charges of extortion, honest services mail fraud, conspiracy.
Now, just to bring everybody up to speed, those are Massachusetts state troopers that are the defendants that he's referring to. So, people, the ball is rolling.
False statements and falsification of records. In short, as alleged in this indictment, the CDLs were for sale, and troopers were bribed with free goods to pass applicants no matter how they performed on the test. 4 of these defendants were arrested this morning, including 2 members of the Massachusetts State Police, Sergeant Gary Cedarquist and Trooper Joel Rogers.
Well,
2
of them.
were also
Sorry,
arrested
2
this
of
morning,
them.
Scott Camara and Eric Matheson. 2 retired Massachusetts State Troopers were arrested in Florida yesterday, Calvin Butner and Perry Menendez. So let me just provide a little bit more background about these criminal charges. The issuance of CDLs is governed by federal law and regulations. These laws require that in order to secure a CDL, an operator must pass certain tests, three tests specifically: a vehicle inspection, a basic skills test, and a road test. You need to pass these tests in order to operate large vehicles on highways and in our neighborhoods, things like tractor trailers, oil tankers, and school buses. These standards and regulations exist for one very simple reason: to protect and prevent death and injuries from the operation of commercial motor vehicles. It's to make sure that everyone operating these types of rigs at high rates of speed on highways or in neighborhoods has the required skill to operate them safely. And under federal law, these CDL tests are administered at the state level. And here in Massachusetts, that responsibility is vested with the state police in a particular unit known as a commercial driver's licensing unit. The indictment alleges that starting in August 2018, 3 of the Massachusetts state police officers working in that unit used their positions to falsify results on the basic skills tests for certain CDL applicants. The indictment alleged that a 4th trooper, Trooper Joel Rogers, joined that conspiracy in 2022. The civilians who were charged either provided free goods or conspired with the troopers to pass applicants who didn't actually pass the test.
Woo.
These defendants all conspired to pass applicants who either failed the test, did not take the test, or took an abbreviated test. As set forth in the indictment, the defendants allegedly displayed no regard for the public safety consequences of allowing people who didn't pass the test to have a CDL and operate commercial trucks. As you will see in the indictment, there are various text messages included. They jokingly talk about golden treatments and golden handshakes, referring to giving guaranteed passes to certain CDL applicants, regardless of how they did on the test. In one text, defendant Butner, a Massachusetts state trooper, allegedly talks about an applicant who was performing required maneuvers and he described him as, quote, a mess, end quote. And he said that the applicant owes defendant Cedarquist, quote, prime rib for passing the test. In another message about a CDL applicant that he passed, Sergeant Cedarquist allegedly texted defendant Matheson, commenting, quote, this kid is an idiot, and, quote, no idea what he is doing, end quote. Now, I want to reassure the public that our office has been working with the Massachusetts Registry of Motor Vehicles and providing information where we come across people who are known to have obtained a CDL improperly. And that coordination has happened throughout this investigation. Now, I just want to say one last thing before I turn over to our law enforcement
Now,
partners.
before you do, Levy, I gotta wonder what's the motive for these Massachusetts state troopers to be involved in something like this?
Good point.
Besides, I mean, money, obviously, but what, I mean, why CDLs and why tractor trailers? Is there I don't know, but is there a drug trafficking conspiracy in some way, shape, or form? Some sort of, I mean, what's going on here?
Yeah, what are they hauling?
So, I mean, let's finish this up. There's just another minute or so left to hear, but
partners. The reality is that today's a sober reminder that none of us are above the law. It's always disheartening to discuss allegations that a fellow member of law enforcement has violated his or her oath. Yet preserving the integrity of our legal system, including holding law enforcement accountable, is paramount. I know that members of law enforcement share this view. We partner closely with Massachusetts State Police regularly, and I've seen their great work and their tireless dedication in a number of cases. This case is about the specific individuals charged in this indictment and referenced in this indictment. It is not about the more than 2,000 men and women who serve in the Massachusetts State Police.
There you go.
It's our responsibility at the U.S. Attorney's Office to investigate allegations of public corruption, and we need to do that through an unbiased lens with no fear or favor. As evident by today, we will not shy away from this obligation. It's a commitment to that ideal, incredibly hard work by the agents at HSI, Department of Transportation, by the great work of members of my team that resulted in these charges.
Because it's so crazy.
Right?
I mean, yeah, hold on. We got to give Levy.
Give it a Levy.
We got to give Levy his. Because it's so crazy that state troopers or police officers could do something dirty, right? It's insane to think that there's corruption in the Massachusetts State Police, right? Come on, people. Wake up. Wake up.
Yeah, and I just want to say this, there's good and bad everywhere, right? And so people that are bad make it not so good for the people that are good. But I believe that there are more good than there are bad. And we just need to fix the cracks. And however, I'm sure Levy's going to fix the cracks because they'll identify where they are. And the same thing with this case, how this case was able to go to where it went to even, even look at Mello. Mello's filing case filings with lies.
Yeah.
That should there's got to be punishment for that. You cannot just file.
I'm sure there will be. There has to be.
There has to be.
It's got to be accountability.
There has to be accountability. You just can't lie.
Yeah.
They've got to tighten up, fix the cracks so that we can be the best that we can be. We are better. We deserve better.
That's right.
I agree. And I think, right now I have everyone here who is playing an intricate role in organizing these protests. I mean, what is your motive for organizing these protests? Are you guys, is anybody here on this panel right now anti-cop?
No.
Are you guys trying to defund the police? Is anybody here trying to shut down cops?
No.
Not at all.
We need
So
cops.
let me just say this. People who pay their taxes are pro-police. I pay my taxes. Anybody who doesn't pay their taxes or tries not to pay taxes, they're not pro-police, no matter what they say. And my fiance, his father was a 37-year-old police officer. He had two brothers that were stateies. They've since passed. And my fiance is a retired federal inspector. So I'm not anti-blue. I'm for the police. I'm for good people. I'm for people who are trying to do good in this world and are law-abiding. And that's all I ask is law-abiding in return.
Yeah, what's happening is abuse of power. That's all it is. It's abuse of power, and they've been getting away with it for a long time. I mean, like you said, Mello is just literally putting lies into these,
lies
documents. These are like legal documents. And there's a man sitting in jail right now for these lies and for
That's
these
right.
setups. Tully, Mello, they all need to be held accountable. It's
Agreed.
so wrong. And we just trust cops that are just going to be good cops. We just assume that, oh no, they're not taking bribes. How many times have you guys been on 24 and almost like run over by a 18-wheeler? Because now we know why.
Yeah.
Now we know why. Now we know why. Now we know.
I love that you said that, because many years ago, I come from a city just outside of Miami, Florida called Hialeah. Okay, it's predominantly Cuban, and racists will say, well, Cubans don't know how to drive, and it's terrible, and blah blah blah, and I don't subscribe to that at all. But during all of this, where everybody's like, oh my God, like Hialeah is a terrible place to drive on the road because it's dangerous, a very similar thing took place. People at the DMV, there was a scandal going on at the DMV in Hialeah where they were just selling licenses to people. They were just they people who failed their tests and whatnot. They were just selling licenses, and I was saying the same thing. I was like, "There you go." I was like, now I know why nobody in Hialeah can fucking drive.
We were right. They can't drive. They literally cannot drive.
We actually had the same problem a couple of years ago in Massachusetts. The registry of motor vehicles was handing out licenses to anybody and everybody.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg here. Levy, we know that Levy is there's nothing mentioning Michael Morrissey or the Norfolk County DA's office was mentioned in Levy's press conference here. But we know for a fact at this point that they are absolutely investigating Michael Morrissey's office. Now there's no talk necessarily of anybody targeted specifically, but the office itself is under investigation, which tells me that Michael Morrissey is under investigation, but they didn't name him as a target. But nothing was mentioned in Levy's press conference here about that. So this press conference tells me this is just the tip of the iceberg. He is targeting corruption that's happening in Norfolk County, in Massachusetts. And this is a good thing. This is a beautiful thing.
There was one thing said before. It was either before or after the press conference, not by him, by someone announcing the press conference, that there will be no questions about the Karen Reed case yet.
Huh.
Yet.
Right.
Yeah.
At the very
Right.
beginning.
Yeah, that's telling. It's extremely telling.
It is.
Again, you got to use your eyes, people. Like, read between the lines. You got to use your eyes.
We're going to get a dump, I think, this week from the feds. That's what they said. They're going to turn over evidence. And we've got this Jen McCabe's, there's cell phone records that are coming out, there's grand jury. I don't know if they're going to give us the grand jury testimony. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we know that there was a relationship between the Proctors and the Alberts. They're all the same family, and that has been denied vehemently. And so that's going to come out. However the feds produce it, it's going to come out. And, it's going to shred the case. It's going to shred the case.
From the very beginning.
Shred it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is it seems this press conference to me was very refreshing because it seems like Levy is systematically taking on corruption.
Bravo.
To me,
Bravo.
that is it's a result of the actions that you guys have taken by protesting. If you guys weren't organizing these protests and letting the world know, letting the rest of the country know that you, the people, are wanting change in your community. If you guys hadn't been doing that, I would think that they wouldn't even bother.
So
it's you
they
guys.
were investigating. They were investigating before this.
Yes.
Okay.
Because they had, when John initially died, I thought it was just a tragic accident. And I left it at that. you know, it was a tragic accident and on with my life. And then
I thought.
Yeah. And then last April, I began to hear, hey, have you heard it? No, really, it sounds like, I'm like, listen, it sounded like defense strategy. And I go, it sounds like defense strategy. I don't have any information. And then in the May timeframe, somebody said, you got to listen to Turtle Boy. And I go, Turtle Boy? Who's Turtle Boy? And Turtle Boy's going to give me the facts?
Yeah.
That's how I saw it. I was like,
are you kidding me? I'm going to listen to somebody by the name of Turtle Boy, and he's going to show me how somebody was framed.
That's how I looked at it, because as soon as I started talking about this case, there were people that were messaging me going, hey, be careful with this Turtle Boy guy. And my thing was like, I don't give a fuck about somebody named Turtle Boy. I didn't know who he was. I was like, I don't give a fuck about anybody named Turtle Boy, dude. I want to know what's going on with this case.
Yes.
And before I even considered talking about Turtle Boy, before I even considered really talking about him, I wanted to know what was going on with this case. And then I realized that Turtle Boy's investigations, he's an investigative journalist independently, was very, very, there's a lot that he has looked into and uncovered that you can't deny. There's no way that you could, at this point, there's no way that you could look at the Karen Reed, John O'Keefe case without looking at Turtle Boy's investigations and what he's uncovered. And
he's done it.
The proof of that is that Turtle Boy's sitting in jail right now.
Yep.
I mean, that's the proof. Because the fact is, I did 5 different live streams going over his charges. And I mean, Mello sucks so bad.
He's awful.
So bad.
I mean, he's such a bad lawyer, dude.
He's horrible.
That, like, he puts the timestamps and video titles in the charging document. So I'm like, okay, let's look at that. Let's see what these charging documents say versus what actually happened. And sure enough, it's full of lies.
It is.
And full of misinformation. So, I mean, like, so at this point, I won't even consider myself a quote unquote turtle writer still yet. I won't. But I absolutely 150% support Turtle Boy in what he's doing and what's going on here. That's my thing. And maybe that's just me because I'm just a very, I don't like to subscribe to bandwagons. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just that guy. So maybe it's just principle where I'm just like, don't call me a turtle writer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it might be that way, but whatever. I don't really give a shit.
We're truth finders. What we are, we're truth seekers. That's what we are.
Yeah.
And, and I started listening to him, and, I was listening to his shows, and at first I have to admit, I'm like, oh my God, I've never listened to YouTube before. Is this what goes on YouTube? And I was like having culture shock. And so, but anyways, he's evolved his shows, and he has grown, and he has learned, and he has done a phenomenal job presenting the case facts. And
Sure.
I was listening to him, and I would listen, and I would say, okay, I have to block out the stuff that, I'm not used to hearing on no, just to get to the facts. And he did a phenomenal job with it. And people were listening, and the word was spreading. And, all you have to do is look at Mello. And if they had a good case, we wouldn't need Mello. Mello is what you get when somebody who is competent says, yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Mello is what's left. And
keep in mind too, that Mello is their puppet. I mean, these might not be his words in these documents. I mean, he's not writing these documents up himself, I'm sure.
Know for a fact.
No, yes, he is.
We know for a fact that Mello is a puppet.
He's taking KP's words and putting them on paper.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, we
It's
know
a group
for a
effort.
fact that
It's a
Mello's
group
a puppet because we heard the phone call where he was calling the Canton PD.
Yeah. He was getting a phone call before that to call down.
He was getting the phone call, and I guarantee you there's you have to be an idiot to not assume that he was getting a phone call straight from Chris Albert himself.
Exactly.
to get the Canton 9 charged.
Yeah, he's a
You know what I
bumbling
mean?
idiot.
He's a
bumbling
fucking
idiot.
moron. Yeah,
he is.
I mean,
he's a bumbling idiot, and he
can't even
has
spell office correctly on his website.
How awesome was that?
Yeah, that's priceless.
How awesome was that?
So, someone just said this, and here's a very sad fact. We're paying Mello.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I
right?
know.
We are paying Mello.
You are. Yeah.
And
Anybody who
Yeah.
pays taxes, anybody
Yeah.
who pays state taxes there is paying Mello.
Yeah.
Like
That's scary.
that's it's outlandish. It's insane. It's
And
crazy.
Proctor and Tully, all
Yeah.
of them.
Is
Right.
it ironic? Is it ironic that Mello and Lunchbox went to the same law school?
Wow.
They
I
did.
mean,
I didn't know that.
right.
Yeah,
Like
Suffolk.
Oh,
I mean, I can't help but think that the conversation between Morrissey or whoever in Morrissey's office when they spoke to Mello to pitch taking on the Turtle Boy in the Canton 9 case, I mean, I can't imagine. I'm imagining them being like, well, you know, there's nobody else, dude. Like,
You're the
I
best
mean,
we got.
you're all we got left. You know what I mean? Like, can you please, listen, your career is fucked anyway. So,
Yeah.
you know,
It totally was already. He had
we
nothing
need-
to lose.
It wasn't over then, it's over now.
yeah, we need you to eat the shit covered dick
Yeah.
and take on this case. But what about my career, dude? Your career? What
done.
career,
Yeah,
dude? You
yeah.
can't even spell office right on your website. Like,
It's
just
done.
do it. Just
We
do
need
it.
you, Rodney.
That's so ridiculous, bro. Like,
He's
it's
a
crazy. You
sideshow.
can't even find. I was sitting there, I'm talking to Cherry, and I'm like, find me everything that you can on Mello. And Cherry is like, well, I can't find any reviews on him. Why can't I find any reviews on? She's British. Why can't I find any reviews on him? I didn't understand why I can't find any reviews on him. And I'm like, wait a minute, no reviews, not one review, none, nothing. There's no. I mean, you look up Bradle, and it's like the polar opposite. When you watch Bradle in court while Mello is talking, it's priceless. It's priceless. I have to show this because it's go
awesome.
ahead and talk while I find this because it's
It's fantastic.
I forgot to point it out. I missed it. I rewatched it. And I missed it, but
when Mello kept saying it's on your phone, it's on your phone. I thought Bradle's gonna just lose his mind. He's like, you got to be kidding me.
Like when he came up behind him, I thought he was going to give him like a haymaker or something.
I don't know how Bradle did it. I
don't know how he held it together. He walked back to the table and kind of shook his head, like, you got to be shitting me. This is ridiculous.
to be subject to that. To be subject to that. It's just
so offensive.
It's so unprofessional. You know,
is
so
exactly what I was
and
going
then
to say.
he says, well, yeah, Your Honor, I think that he's going to do something bad.
Yeah. he's going to hand the phone to somebody else. That was awesome.
I mean, you watch Bradle's reactions to the things that Mello is saying here, and he's just kind of like he's just going, "What?"
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy because Bradle just can't understand that a fellow attorney could stand up there and do what he's doing.
Right.
It's insane. He's and I wish I could pinpoint the moment.
That judge was awesome too, by the way.
Oh my God, it's fabulous.
No nonsense. No bullshit. Facts.
Yeah, no, I love the judge because I start to worry that the judge is part of the corrupt system. And then seeing her and listening to her, she was just like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And she can only say so much.
Yeah. But she did her homework. The first thing she said was, I read everything. What do you got?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She's like, listen, I read everything.
Yep. Get her homework.
But I watched this another time, and I just watched Bradle's reactions to the things that Mello was saying, and I was like, I felt so bad for him. I can't imagine going through all those years of law school and having all this. I mean, you know, because it's a double-edged sword for him. You know, he focused his energy on taking on people who threaten First Amendment rights. You know, and Brian Barrera's in the chat here. Ken Mello is Grant's role model. Brian is an attorney. And we've DM'd here and there. He's a good dude. And I'm gonna have Sean McDonough on here soon. We're in contact. I'm just waiting on him to contact me for when is a good time. But soon we will be doing a stream together. Because I'm still learning things about this case. You know what I mean? I'm still there are still names that I've never heard before, and recently Sean McDonough was a name that I just recently heard. And so, you know, everybody started telling me, you need to get Sean McDonough. You need to get Sean McDonough. You need to get Sean McDonough. And then I'm just like, who the fuck is Sean McDonough?
Awesome.
He's awesome.
Right. And everybody, right.
Yeah. But he's retired down in Florida. He's awesome.
Yeah.
This brought so many people together, Will. We're family. We are forever bonded by this experience. And this has brought out the best that there are in America. These are the best people, and we're bipartisan. It's not, you know, politics has nothing to do with what we're doing. We're doing the American thing. We've come together as people who are seeking truth and justice and transparency. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and it's an incredible movement. Incredible movement.
I got a second.
It is. It's incredibly inspiring. It's inspiring to me. I am a patriot first and foremost. That is why I am so involved in this, is because of my patriotism. Honestly, I don't know Turtle Boy personally. I don't know. I don't. You know what I mean? And Karen Reed, honestly, I don't believe that she's guilty, but I believe in her rights as an American to a fair trial and to a sound investigation. I mean, and the thing is if she's guilty, then, you know, find the evidence in a sound and ethical manner, you know, and automatically, based on how this investigation was conducted, it automatically puts me in a position to be like, well, free Karen Reed.
Right.
Exactly. Whether or not
everything that was in the charging document has been proven wrong and false.
Right.
So the document, once again, the charging document, just like Mello, is full of lies.
Yep.
And everything has been proven wrong
and removed from those documents now.
Yep. You know, this has, and you can, I'm just going to say this, Will, we have people all over the spectrum, you know, far right, far left. It doesn't matter. We're all together.
Yeah.
That's why I'm loving
this
we're all because that's what's so inspiring to me, because I see people who don't agree politically.
Yes.
That are just simply what's right is right. That's
right.
It's bottom line is
I don't agree with Turtle Boy politically, and he knows it. He and I have talked. We have different political views, you know.
Yeah. No,
and
we do.
Together on this, but we're together on this, and it's because it's crystal clear, black and white, true versus gaslighting.
Right. Right. And I'm not going to sit here. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and be like, you know, at no point am I just like, oh my God, this is just Democrats being whiny bitches, or this is, you know, Republicans being racist assholes. none of that. I'm not subscribing to any of that. You know,
No.
I am politically speaking, I am what you would refer to as a left-leaning libertarian. I'm a liberal. I'm a liberal in the truest sense of the word, but right now I'm not voting Democrat. You know what I mean? Because to me, everything is just totally insane. It's crazy right now. But I'm a left-leaning libertarian, meaning that I mean, I believe in freedom. I believe in freedom of speech. I believe that you should be able. You know, when it comes to abortion, I believe in pro-choice, things of that nature. But economically speaking, I lean to the right.
Yeah.
You know, so economics, I lean to the right. You know, social issues, I lean to the left.
But that's why titles are so ridiculous right now. You know, you have to be in a certain group in order to vote a certain way. And, you know, we're just people. You know, we're just people.
Yeah.
And we just
I'm
want
not
to see a wrong and we want to make it right, you know?
Like
Right.
this country has been through a lot in the last 8 years.
Yeah.
And there has been so much gaslighting.
It's insulting to the people.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. And
when I watched the debate between Trump and Biden, I was ashamed to be an American. I was like, imagine what the rest of the world is thinking about us as Americans looking at this. I was like, these are the two people that I have to choose. I won't do it. I will not vote for either one of these idiots. They're acting like assholes right now in front of the entire world. That's how I looked at it. And I stand by that. And I know a lot of people will look at this and be like, oh my God, how dare you say that about somebody who, you know, because I know there's a lot of people who love Trump. But here's the thing about that. I don't find, this is what's really bothering to me is so many people voted for Biden, not because they believe in Biden, but because they hate Trump.
Right.
I don't want to live in a country like that.
So I don't think, you know, people, Trump, hating Trump, those are his words. Those are his words. And people don't want to be gaslit. You know, what this group is doing, this group is speaking truth supported by facts. And it's okay for people to have differences of opinions, you know, but have differences of opinions with some factual information to back up your difference of opinion. To have a difference of opinion that is gaslighting, which was what was done in the charging documents for Karen, which was what was done in the charging documents for Aiden. The same thing with the charging documents for the Canton 9. That's gaslighting. That's not factual. And that's what I think we need to get away from. Reject gaslighting. If you can't support something with truth, then don't say it.
Agreed.
100%
agreed. Right. I mean, I like I said, I'm a patriot first and foremost, and I believe that this is supposed to be a country that is of the people, by the people, for the people. The people matter. The people are who matter, and I don't like anybody who is claiming to represent me, a person, part of the people. You don't speak for me. I have yet to see a politician that speaks for me. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at.
I'd like
politically
to bring it back to that hearing with Bradel and Mello. Bradel actually said that to the judge. I should be able to speak about how I feel, what I think. I don't need someone else to speak for me when he's talking about Mello, you know.
Yeah, sorry, we got political there, and
you didn't notice me trying to bring it back.
I did, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I believe that and I love, I know about Ron Paul, Donovan. I'm a big fan, actually. But I just want someone who speaks for me. You know, that's all I want. And what's going on in Canton is inspiring to me, because people are finally saying, what about us? What do we matter? Since when do we not matter? And it's frustrating. And Rita, this is why you're so inspiring, because you show up to these Canton Select Board meetings and you speak in almost every one of them, if not all of them. And you speak and you to watch, it's inspiring but disheartening at the same time, because every time someone speaks that represents the community, nobody's paying attention. It's being blown off. Yeah, you got 3 minutes, blah blah blah. Go ahead, say what you got to say, because I have to let you speak. That's the vibe. That's
oh, absolutely. That's 100%.
And it's so disheartening, because it's like, aren't those the people? Isn't that what actually matters?
Yeah, right.
Is those, that segment of, I mean, that's why it exists. That part of the Canton Select Board meeting, it's that's what matters, is when the people actually get to speak up and express their opinions and express their concerns. And when you that's the part that to me is the most important part of those select board meetings. And yet when it happens, everyone who's sitting on the select board is just kind of bored and just like,
like they can't wait for it to be over. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So
wrap
they're
it
not
up.
even listening. They're not even listening.
They don't give a shit.
We're not speaking to them. We're speaking to the audience.
Yeah.
And
we know that they're not listening to us.
Yeah.
And we know they're not listening. I mean, now recently, John Conley, because he got caught on a hot mic a few times, now he takes off his mic. As soon as they say it's public comments time, the mic comes off. And that's just not appropriate. And that will be addressed at the next select board meeting. Yeah. He needs to leave the mic on.
Yeah, that's not how it's done.
That's not how it's done. But people need to understand, and what I love, because I hear from people, we all hear from people all over. People are watching these select board meetings. It is inspiring them. It is inspiring them to get involved. And just because, the select board is sitting there, we're holding them accountable. We're listening to that agenda. We're going through those items and we're doing our research. And remember, people, they work for us, the people. And we need to hold them accountable. And just because we're not sitting at that desk doesn't mean we're not in charge. We are in charge. And we need to make sure that our taxpayers' money is going to where it should go to.
Nice.
And so we've only just begun. And, I don't have to be on the select board in order to make a difference in my community. I don't.
If you want people to stop picketing and stop holding up signs and crowding in front of a courthouse, you don't solve that issue by throwing those people in jail. You solve the issue by making the changes that they're demanding. At least address the issues. At least show some interest in addressing these issues. They are failing to do this, and it seems like they're doing it out of stubborn principle. They've
been advised by the attorney not to speak, and they're hiding behind bylaws. The fact of the matter is, they don't show compassion. Where is the compassion? People get up, they speak. Women got terrifying letters. The threatening letters that we received, I mean, they were unsettling, and no response whatsoever, and no response from the police force either. It's just it's sad. It's sad. And it's not a good reflection of them. An election is coming. And so people, and I just like to take this opportunity to talk to people, because you've got audience all over the place. People need to pay attention to the local town elections and who you are electing. And my recommendation is to vote for the person who represents your values. That's who you want. Forget the political party. Who represents your values?
Exactly. That's why I'm registered as an independent.
Me too.
It might be a Republican that represents my needs and my concerns. It might be a Democrat that represents my needs and my concerns.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. People need to vote for the person who you trust and who represents your values.
Agreed.
We talked about keeping our eyes open, right? People that watched the last select board meeting in Canton, first of all, I don't believe I'm watching a select board meeting in Canton.
I know.
I never thought I'd see the day where I was watching those select board meetings like this.
Yeah.
Go. You
They
know,
have
like
this-
I'm cheering Rita on.
Yeah.
and I never thought I'd see the day where I was doing that. I never thought that would happen.
But if you have your eyes open and you watch it, and they have that public comment, and they say no Q&As, there's no interaction. They're really only talking to Rita, Angela, Kathleen, and Jen, because on the last select board meeting, a lady who had nothing to do with it spoke for a little bit, and there was a back and forth conversation. And that's what I saw. And I'm like,
yes,
it's to me,
disrespectful.
keep your eyes open, you know?
Right.
The people
Selective
that-
response.
the
Yeah,
people that-
exactly.
The people who are fighting for change for their town get ignored from that board.
Yeah.
The people that co-sign with them get interaction.
Yeah.
It's just, it was mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're well
Now-
aware of it. We're well aware.
I
of
know
it.
you are.
Yeah, we're well aware of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start to wrap this up, but I'm gonna give you guys each a chance to speak and give a closing thought. So I'm gonna start with Paul. You got 3 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
Put that timer on.
So yeah, Paul, you go first, buddy. I'm listening. I'm just gonna step away for a second, but I'm listening. Paul, please go ahead.
First of all, Will, I want to thank you for having us on. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's my pleasure.
If you asked me a year from now what I'd be doing on a Tuesday night in the end of January, it wouldn't be on a YouTube channel.
Right.
Talking about a Canton Select Board meeting, talking about the Mass State Police being corrupt, the Norfolk District Attorney being corrupt, a guy named Turtle Boy in jail, and Karen Reed being framed for a murder that she didn't commit. And I don't know Karen Reed. And then we fast forward to now when we have court TV telling us we're paid to do this and all that. I got to give a shout out though, really. I do want to, and we're up here on the screen, but there are people out there every single weekend.
Yep.
Every single day of the week holding up signs.
Yeah.
Fundraising, doing lives. Tom DeRosa, I mean, there's 8 hours at a court hearing. The Roccos collect the money. I'm more shocked at just the everyday people that are out there at 20 degrees weather, over an overpass, holding a sign. You know, and I want to give a shout out to all those people. You know, it's not lost in anything. We just happen to be, Tracy Dana and I, for example, just happened to be, we didn't know each other 4 months ago. You would never know it. And we just came together, and we jumped into this role of trying to put the information together to get these protests going, and put the information about the standouts together, and it snowballed. We started our own YouTube channel just to talk about it. That to me is insane. In my thoughts, if you ask me where I was a year ago.
Yeah.
I just want to thank everybody for everything they do out there. Everybody. Because all of us together are gonna make a difference.
Agreed. Yeah. That's what's most inspiring to me, honestly, is seeing you guys as passionate as you are and organizing the way that you did. I've had Turtle Boy on this channel. I've had other people on this channel and discussing this case. And in my opinion, having you guys, all of you guys up here, you guys are the most important people that I've had on this panel yet. And I truly, honestly feel that way. That is absolutely 100% my opinion on that. And I want to thank you guys for joining me. Rita, any thoughts?
No, I appreciate it. You did a fabulous job covering. I watched the last 2 shows, and for someone who was just getting on board with the story and the facts, you're doing an incredible job. You've got a lot of it down. So I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate you having us on here. We want to just spread the word. And, you know, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. You can grab a sign, make a sign, and we'll send you the money. No. Just give us your address so we can give to Karen Reed's attorney.
Let's not put those stamped envelope, please.
Yeah. Hey, Jackson, Yannetti, where's my money, bros?
You do know that's going to be on Twitter in about 5 minutes, right?
I know. They take things out of context. They always do.
They do.
Yeah. They don't understand sarcasm.
And people all over the world are watching the select board. I have somebody in Australia communicating with me.
Wow.
People all over are getting inspired. And so it's not just about Massachusetts. This is about our country. This is about free countries. And
I'm
if
in
you wanna
Tennessee. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm in Tennessee and I am so passionate about this.
Yes, because this is our freedom. This is our country. And we need to fight. Silence is what has got us corruption. Silence. And we need to use our voices, stating facts and advocating for justice. And that's just not here. That's across this country. And I encourage everybody to continue to be involved, spread the word. People here in Canton still don't know what's going on. Spread the word. This case is a landmark case, in my opinion. It's going to go down in history as the worst cover-up of a murder that there has ever been, and a travesty of justice, but good has come of it. And we are all family. People get together, we hug, we laugh, and the other side,
they hate it.
Figure it out.
They
They
hate it.
cannot figure. How do all these people who don't know each other come together in such a loving way and use their voices without violence to stand up for somebody that they don't know?
And not get anything out of it, and not get anything, not get paid, or not, there's nothing in it for us other than
what is in it for us, Tracy, is how we feel afterwards.
Exactly.
And how we feel during the moment. There is nothing like it.
Yeah. And that's high.
It's a high to be in a free country, to be able to use your voices, to be able to stand on an overpass and hold a sign that says, this just isn't right. Stand up, use your voices, and join us. And people that join us have the time of their life.
They do.
They do.
We're fun.
Because we're fun.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I love it. Like I said, it's extremely. I mean, to call you guys an angry mob is the most inaccurate shit. Like,
this is as angry as we get.
I haven't seen anybody pissed off and.
No,
and you have every reason.
I got a threat as I'm watching the show. On the show, and
yeah.
Okay, thanks.
It's funny. It's hilarious to me because I'm like, well, these people have every reason to be pissed off, and they're not.
No,
that's why I'm like, because I get these off-color comments sometimes talking about you should move to Massachusetts and run for office, Clara. We need somebody like you. And I'm like, you don't want me. I'm gonna be the guy. I'm the anti-Rita. I'm gonna be so rude and shitty, and I'm gonna cuss and I'm gonna yell at people. I'm gonna start fights. You don't want me out there. Trust me. You don't want me out there.
Look at what we've done without it. Yeah. Look at what we've done. There's a movement here, and it grows every day. And every time they try to shut us up, we get louder. And we warn them. We warn them.
I don't know this. Yeah.
Somebody just sent me this real quick. I'll go over that. Let me hear from Tracy and Dana real quick. Any thoughts, guys?
Yeah, what you just said to us means the world to us, because you are in our living room every time you're on. You're our family now too, so welcome. But yeah, I mean, the way that you break things down and you go through document by document, it's in. You sell yourself short sometimes. Sometimes you're, I'm not educated. I'm not. Yes, you are. You are educated in life, and you have common sense, and you're a smart person. So stop selling yourself short. That's what
man, I'm no.
Look at these guys. These guys have law degrees, well, and you're blowing them away.
Yeah.
So
we're just ordinary people. We're just ordinary people.
But we
this guy Brian messaged me one time, and he was like, "Listen, man, I heard you say, something along the lines that you're saying there, Tracy." And he's an attorney, and he's just like, "I'd be scared to face you in court." And I'm like, nah, you're no. I mean, I'm the guy that's gonna get contempt of court within.
We won't let you. Protest with us, and you'll learn a new way to protest.
Exactly.
Let me go over this. Somebody just emailed me this. what is this? The State Board of Retire. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Let's go over this real quick before we shut things down. This is about Ken Mello.
Oh yeah.
So it says Ken Mello versus State Board of Retirement. Pursuant, the petitioner Kenneth Mello is appealing for the March 2nd, 2007 decision of Respondent State Board of Retirement denying his application for Section 7 accidentally disability retirement benefits. The appeal was timely filed. A hearing was held on March 19th, 2008 at the offices of Division of Administrative Law Appeals. At the hearing, 13 exhibits were marked. The petitioner testified on his own behalf. Both parties stated their arguments for the record. 2 tapes were made of the proceedings. The petitioner, Kenneth Mello, began employment of the Department of Correction on August 3rd, 1988. He worked as a storekeeper, then as a maintenance worker. He became a corrections officer in July of 1995. Okay, so I love this. Let's break that down real quick.
Yeah, let's break that down.
Because right there, that indicates to me, beyond a reasonable doubt, by the way, that indicates to me that he knows exactly that it was a jail issue.
Yes, he did.
On the Turtle Boy thing. If he was a corrections officer, then he knows that what him presenting and trying to attack Bradel in court and trying to sanction or trying to throw Bradel under the bus and get charges against him based on a jail issue. He knows it was a jail issue. He knows he can't bring that to a courtroom. He knows he can't bring that to a judge. So
and he said he had 40 years as a lawyer, not according to this timeline.
Not true.
Right.
This is the Ken Mello, right? Because there are 2 Ken Mellos.
Okay, I don't know. I don't. That's a good point. So his date of birth.
That's a good point. That may not be him.
It may not be him. I don't know. It says here June 22nd, 1957 is his date of birth.
I don't think it's him because it's saying that he passed a pre-employment physical. I don't think Ken Mello could pass a physical.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the guy's winded just from his life. Like,
yeah, I don't think that's him.
That's probably not him. Yeah, so let's just.
Shit.
But how's it feel? How's it feel, Mello, to be accused of? We didn't have.
Right.
It's not him. Maybe it's not him, but it's out there every day. We're being accused of all these things. Karen's being accused of all these things. It's like we just grabbed something. Someone just sent you something on the internet. That's how easy it can happen.
What was the birth date on there?
57.
His birthday is November of 1956.
Yeah, no, that's not him.
Okay, yeah. And Cherry is confirming because Cherry's done her homework on Ken Mello.
That's
the other Mello. That's the
They did the
bizarro
same thing
Mello.
to Aiden. They found an Asian attorney that made $5 million, and they said it was him.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
It's like, do your homework.
Yeah,
That was fun. That was fun.
The bizarro Mello.
I wish that was. I wish that was our Mello.
that was good. I wish it was him.
Bizarro world.
Yeah. Guys, I want to thank you all. Dana, do you have any thoughts?
No, Will, thanks again for having us. I appreciate it, man. I mean, we reached out. I reached out to you just the other day just to talk about the vigil yesterday, and here we are tonight. So there's so much going on with this case and everything that you talk about and discuss and keep an open mind to. We really appreciate it.
I gotta tell you, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh,
Dana.
no.
Like, this is where I believe in a higher power, call it God, universe, whatever.
Yes.
But when you emailed me, I didn't know how to contact any of you guys, and I wanted you guys up here so bad. And then when you reached out to me, and by the way, Dana, I'm not the guy to critique videos because I don't make videos. I just go live and spew out my thoughts and scream and yell. That's all I do. If you notice, I don't have any real videos.
Yeah.
I'm just now kind of learning. I'm nobody to critique video making. But Dana reached out to me and was like, hey, tell me what you think of this video, blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was beautiful, by the way. But I'm not anybody to give you any criticism on that. But to me, that was divine intervention. Nothing less than that, because that led to this live stream where I get to talk to all of you guys, because I was like, oh, this is great. Because now if you could contact Paul and contact Rita, I want to have all you guys up here and talk about this, especially since Court TV just accused you guys basically of taking money for these protests. Minimizing your efforts in that way was infuriating to me. So I was like, dude, I need these people up here to counter this bullshit, because I knew that was bullshit.
Yeah,
I knew that Court TV report was just full of lies. And yes, Court TV, I'm calling your producers liars.
We're surrounded by them.
Yeah,
We're surrounded by them.
Right.
But I just, you reaching out to me got this ball rolling, and I hope that we can do more in the future. And I get to talk to you guys, and I really want to thank you guys for joining me. This was a conversation I've been wanting to have for a long time.
No, anytime. Keep in touch, Will. Absolutely.
And I'm really sorry that it's under these circumstances of these crazy allegations made by Court TV against you guys. And
we have thick skin at this point.
Thick skin, yeah.
You guys do, yeah.
And it gives us an opportunity to tell the real story.
Exactly.
And the real story's here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know somebody from Court TV is gonna see this shit, man. I know.
Yes.
They've
had their chance. They've had their chance.
Yeah.
And they just don't want to talk to us because they don't want that out of the narrative.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's okay. The feds will straighten them out.
That's right.
Right. But then when it's convenient, they will. I promise you
that.
that.
Exactly.
When there's actually charges coming from the Department of Justice against against Michael Morrissey's office, then they'll want to talk to you. Then when it's safe, they'll want to talk to you, because nobody wants to jump on this narrative that there's corruption. But now, all of a sudden, let's see what happens, because now that ball is rolling. We just saw Levy, and the first charges are coming against corrupt Massachusetts state troopers, and I think that's just the tip of the iceberg. I think that's just the beginning.
Oh, I do too.
So hopefully they'll get you guys. They'll give you guys a voice, and you guys get to speak up. Because in my opinion, like I said, you guys are the most important voices to be heard. As I said before, you guys are the most important guests that I've had in regards to this case on here. And I'm so grateful to you guys for joining me and speaking up and getting to defend yourselves against that ridiculous piece from Court TV that was infuriating to me.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for joining me, guys. It means a lot. So I am going to call it a night. You guys are fantastic. Thank you, guys. I love you guys. You guys are the best.
All right. Tuesday, 3 o'clock, right?
Tuesday, 3 o'clock. There's another protest happening in front of
Morrissey's office.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I know Tom CPU is going to be there streaming it.
Yep.
So yeah. Later on that evening, I will cover it and I will be discussing it, guaranteed.
Awesome.
Guys, I love you very much. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
Thank you so much.
Love you too. Thank you.
You guys.
Bye.
All right. You guys have a great night, guys.
Talk to you.
Guys, thank you guys for joining me. This was great. I was so glad to get to talk to those guys, all of them. And thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you guys for donating to the Canton 9 Defense Fund, as well as the Turtle Boy Defense Fund. Cherry's been dropping the link in chat like crazy. So thank you guys for supporting a great cause. It's fantastic that I love being part of this. I love it. This is one of those things that I feel is it brings me pleasure to be a part of something so important and so beautiful.
such as all of you guys coming together like this. The gratitude that I feel, I don't have the words to express. Honestly, I could sit here and try to paint a picture of my gratitude as much as possible, but it's impossible for me to do it. But guys, thank you for joining me. I love you guys very much. Remember, Tuesday in front of Michael Morrissey's office, there will be a protest organized by these lovely people that I just had up here. And so please make sure to show them support. Anybody who's going to be streaming it, I'm sure Tom CPU will be out there. Tom CPU is an awesome person. I love that guy with my whole heart. And I'm grateful to all of the coverage that he's showing, because he does a great job of showing the beauty in the hearts of these wonderful people in that community. And I can't say enough good things about Tom CPU and how passionate he is. So guys, thank you guys so much. I love you guys so much. Thank you. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.